1986 Turf Classic, the 3-year-old turf sensation Manila continued his march toward the eclipse for male grass champion. He went to the post as the 4-5 favorite, but the victory wouldn't come easy.
Doubles continues to lead the way by Fabiola Manila, heads apart. Damaster is on the inside in fourth there in the stretch. Doubles still leads. Damaster gaining ground. Manila also moving up on the far outside. Here comes Danger's Hour. They pass the 8th pole. The 3-year-old Manila on the inside. Damaster, they're heads apart. Danger's Hour now third. Manila, Damaster, heads apart as they race to the wire.
The $2 million Breeders' Cup Turf, another close-fought affair with Manila once again prevailing. His victim was Theatrical, who would repeat the Turf Classic Breeders' Cup Double the next year.
Sure. These colours and the same jockey, Yves Saint Martin, won the first Breeders' Cup Turf with Lashkari. It's not impossible it would happen again.
Leroy Jolly trains Manila. The 3-year-old has won 7 of 9 this year.
He's a tough horse. This is last time winning the Turf Classic at Belmont. But the key is on the rail, a horse called Damaster, a European who's not that highly rated. So the Europeans think Manila is there to be taken today.
Estrapod is a supplemental entry, trained by Charlie Whittingham, owned by Alan Paulson. Winner of the Arlington Million this year, and Ruff, you were there.
What's vital about this run is that she can go all the way. She'll attack off the turn. She's going to be very, very hard to catch.
And then there is Dancing Brave, the 3-year-old colt bred by the Glen Oak Farm in Kentucky. Winner of 6 of 7 this year in Great Britain and France. Ruff, is this the wonder horse?
Yes, not just the best horse in Europe, one of the best we've ever seen. When he closes, nothing can escape.
Crossing that dirt track on this turf course.
I think that would have more effect on the American horses not being here, because the European horses have had more experience running over different types of surfaces with paths across their courses and things of that nature. So the American horses will probably look at this track, the main track, as they're crossing it a lot more than the European horses would.
So those who feel that the Europeans would be at a disadvantage, they're used to the unusual undulations and crossing paths where the American horses, this is unique in the United States. Loading them up, they'll come down that sweeping turn, no right-hand turn in this race for $2 million. The winner, $900,000.
And you know, Dick, I heard an interesting story about Dancing Brave. They didn't know how tough to go on his training, so they weighed him to see just exactly how much weight he had lost, and that was the determining factor in their training schedule. He had lost a few pounds. 15 pounds in the quarantine. Here's Tom Durkin.
They're in the gate, and they're off. And Manila comes away quickly for the lead, and there goes Estrapod. Toro puts her on the lead as they race into the first turn. Toward the inside, Theatrical now racing second. Duty Dances there on the outside, with Manila in between them as they make their way around the first turn. It's Estrapod. She's out there by a length and a half, and Theatrical is giving chase in second. Duty Dance has been placed just off the lead on the outside third. Manila tucked along the inside fourth. The favorite, Dancing Brave, is fifth on the outside. Pillister is now sixth toward the rail in Ivor's Image as they cross over the dirt track. Then farther back, Dahar, and the trailer is Darara as the field passes us now for the first time. A mile to run in the Breeders' Cup Turf, and it's Estrapod. She's out there moving easily on the lead. Theatrical is in hand second. Manila an unhurried third. Duty Dances fourth. Darara out of trouble and on the outside. Pillister is in tight toward the rail. And then it's Ivor's Image. Dancing Brave is just in behind them. He's only 6 lengths off Estrapod as they move into the turn. And Dahar is the trailer. A slow pace. 47-2 for the first quarter. And it's Estrapod bounding along with an unchallenged lead. And Darara has moved into second. Theatrical tucked along the inside third by 3.5. Manila is racing fourth. And Dancing Brave is moving steadily now, fifth on the outside. They continue their run up the backstretch, 3 quarters and 1:11-1. And it's still Estrapod unchallenged. Darara moving in closer. Theatrical toward the inside, and Dancing Brave has asked for more now. And he's making his move with a half mile to run. He's moved within 3.5 lengths of Estrapod. Manila toward the inside is racing in fifth position. Then Ivor's Image followed by Pillister. Duty Dance. Dahar's the trailer. And Estrapod has something left now. Estrapod is there by a length and a half. Theatrical is racing second. Manila moving through toward the inside. Dancing Brave poised for the stretch drive on the outside fourth. Darrara has dropped out of it as the field turns for home. Theatrical coming after Estrapad. Theatrical and Estrapad matching strides. Theatrical by a head. Estrapad game coming back toward the inside. Manila is third, and Dancing Brave has been defeated, and they're coming to the wire, and it's Theatrical. Manila coming after him. Manila on the outside, and yes, Manila gets there in the final strides, and jubilant Jose Santos. They were set down for the drive. Theatrical took over from Entremate, rather Estrapad at the top of the lane, but Manila in a perfectly judged ride, a masterful ride by a master, Jose.
Had to be a thriller at Santa Anita with Manila and Theatrical head and head to the wire.
And there are the unofficial results. Manila, Theatrical, Estrapad with the favorite, Dancing Brave, finishing fourth. Interestingly.
And they're off. On the outside, Lieutenant Slark with Robbie Davis up to take the early lead by only a half length, though. Then comes Manila from between horses. On the outside, Vilzac at the rail. Creme Fraiche is back into fourth. Snug hold there by Eddie Maple as they pass the stands for the first time. You can see Lieutenant Slark, an easy leader at this point, with Davis aboard and in front by 2. Manila is second in a rather slow pace, I believe. 2.5 back at the rail. Creme Fraiche saves ground and moves up third as Vilzac with Pat Day on the outside trails as the lightweight in the field. Now around the turn, racing to the backstretch, it's still Lieutenant Slark. First quarter in 24-4. Manila at his flank on the outside, right there in the second spot. And 2 back, that's Creme Fraiche holding third with Vilzac, the trailer. The quartet continues down the backstretch in a lazy half mile, 49 seconds. And it's Lieutenant Slark still in front, holding on to the lead by about half a length. And on the outside, Manila poised in second. Length and 3/4 back. Creme Fraiche, hoping to pick up all the pieces through the stretch, is racing third. Vilzac a distant fourth. Midway on the turn. Okay, here comes Manila up on the outside to challenge. Lieutenant Slark at the rail, and 1/4 mile to the finish line. Manila on the outside. Last year's grass champ gets the lead on the turf this afternoon. With Jacinto Vasquez aboard, drawing away now to lead it by 2. Lieutenant Slark, who led from the start, is holding the second spot. Vilzac on the outside is closing, but not fast enough. They're in the final 70 yards, and it's a cakewalk as Manila is eased under the wire. What an easy victory for the odds-on choice with Vasquez aboard, winning it by about 3 or 4 lengths. Vilzac was up for the place spot. Lieutenant Slark and Creme Fraiche the trailer in this inaugural running of the Early Times Turf Classic. And because it is the inaugural, that's the track record, and the stakes record 1:48-4.
Thank you, Dave, and that is the champion you're looking at right there. Manila has just won his 8th straight, has not lost the race since May 18th of 1986. And what a great performance by Manila, the turf champion of a year ago, and he was a very impressive winner here today. Jack Van Berg came by and told us he thought that Vilzac, he could beat everybody but Manila, and it turned out he did just that, finishing up for the second spot. And it was Lieutenant Slark third, and finishing fourth.
He is kind of winner this afternoon. Watch this champion. So many times we've watched this horse. He continues to thrill us with his action. What a beautiful sight as Manila comes home the winner in the $150,000 added Early Times Turf
on the race, and it was Creme Fraiche finishing last. Jack Van Berg here with us as you take a look at the Early Times Trophy as they assembled, and they were, as you might expect, short. There again was no show betting because of the field of 4. Manila winning in 1:48-4, paid $280 and $220. Vilzac returning $280 for the.
Thank you. 3 of them loaded. Manila's gone in. Here comes Little Bowl John now, second last. Little Bowl John going in, and Air Display, United Nations Handicap. Little Bowl John just a little fractious. 3 assistant starters on him, and he's loaded in. Air Display the last. They're all in line. He's sent on their way in the United Nations, and there's Racing Star going quickly to the lead. Beautifully though, and Manila now tugging his way up. And here's Little Bowl going off quickly now to set the pace. He's going off at a good pace up front. Air Display is second line, 7 lengths off the lead. They've got 1 lap left to go now. Old John, as expected, out there setting the pace, leading at 1.5 lengths.
Manila, as Manila comes racing star 3 lengths off the lead. Air Display has 5 lengths to make up on them, and Morjan is content to trail Little Bowl, and now Little Bowl John has slowed them down, trying to slow them down as much as he can, but Manila's right there, breathing down his neck and on the backstretch. Air Display holding his there in third. Racing Star alongside of him fourth, and third in the United Nations. Manila still going very comfortably on the outside. At the rail, Little Bowl John now dropping back. Cinto Vasquez, let me loose. I want to strut my stuff out here. It's Manila now pulling off to lead by a length and a half. The long shot trying to come and make a race of it. Air Display and Morjan are behind that. At the quarter pole, and Jacinto Vasquez is now going to oblige Manila and give him his head, and it's Miss Longshot. Racing Star is coming up. He's going to try and make a race desperately. He's under the whip, but Manila is now showing his class. Star chasing him home, but Manila is just exuding class, and it's Manila taking the United Nations comfortably by about 3 in the end. A big run from Racing Star in second. Air Display might have just held Morjan out of third position, and the pace-making Little Bowl John was last. Time in the board, 1:58 4/5, way off the track record set by Manila last year, but the pace was very slow early, and let's remember it was a...
Moving into line, 2 more to move in, and we'll have the 7th running of this $1 million event, the Budweiser Arlington Million. Glaros, one of the long shots, ready to take his place in the starting gate, and we're ready for the start of the Arlington Budweiser Million. And they're off. Manila on the inside, quickly going for the lead along with Theatrical. Forlatano along the inside is next, then comes Spellbound. Middle of the racetrack, Explosive Darling. Now passing the stands for the first time, 3 of them battle for the early lead. From between horses, it's Theatrical. On the outside, it's Glaros. And at the rail, that's Forlatano. Under the wire the first time, a mile to go. On the outside, that's Spellbound getting to the front by a head. At the rail, it's Forlatano in second. From between horses, Theatrical is third. Cordero content to sit in fourth toward the inside, with Manila fourth by 3 parts of a length. On the outside, Rivlia is fifth. At the rail, the roan colt Sherwood with Thin Kai is sixth at this point. Then 3 back to Explosive Darling, and Glaros is the trailer as they straighten away down the backstretch. It's Forlatano and Gary Bays in front by half a length. Theatrical between horses, Spellbound on the outside. Those 3 tightly bunched, with Manila right there in fourth and Theatrical on the outside fifth. Sherwood at the rail, saving ground in sixth. 2.5 back, that's Explosive Darling, and Glaros trails. Down the backstretch after a slow quarter in 48 2/5 and 3/4 in 1:13 3. Forlatano on the inside hangs tough, but there goes Theatrical now taking command. Theatrical off to lead it by 3 parts of a length. Forlatano is second. Cordero looks for racing room between horses with Manila. On the outside, Rivlia with Chris McCarran is on the move. As they move to the top of the stretch, here comes Manila, boldly moving through on the inside. Cordero finds room, cuts the corner, and takes